The Cleveland Cavaliers are currently 7-0 at the time of this recording. And so far, the hiring of a head coach, Kenny Atkinson, is looking real good. But are the Cavs a real threat in the Eastern Conference?
Yes. And their standing proves it at this stage. Absolutely. Boston, watch out. Yes, absolutely. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? Like, how you going to win 7 games straight at the top of the season and not be a threat in the East? Yes. Now, we don't know what that looks like come All-Star break, but right now, absolutely. Absolutely. Teams have to get ready, get up to play against the Cavs. Yes. And that Kenny Atkinson, that new coach, he's looking like a running for coach of the year, in my opinion, right now. He got them playing really, really well. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, the Cavs had a pretty easy start. I think they started out against the Toronto Raptors, the Detroit Pistons, and the Washington Wizards, but they did have a couple of big wins against the New York Knicks, the Lakers, Orlando Magic, and the Milwaukee Bucks, which Donovan Mitchell, can we just touch on his clutch gene real quick?
Real quick. A clutch gene that even showed up after a fumble because he almost lost the ball in the game against the Bucks. And to be able to recover that quickly and get that shot off, and it was a difficult shot too.
All net.
I said, did it go in? Like, for real. When you have to question whether or not did it go in or did it go to the side because I didn't see the net move.
It was
clean. He did that. You know what, though? I think Donovan Mitchell got the memo. You can't ball hog. He got the memo. I think they're sharing the ball more. And that Darius Garland confidence that he has coming into this season, which I saw dwindle last season, between him, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell, that backcourt, look real nice. Real nice.
Yes, I can see why they spent $658 million to keep their core together, right? Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. And I was one of the ones who said, I cannot believe the Cavs spent that kind of money on Evan Mobley, but he's earning it. You know, he looks like a more dominant player, more focused. I do need him to get a little nasty, get a little bit more muscle, and to get mean. I think one of the comments in our previous episode about the Cleveland Cavaliers' first 10 games, somebody said he needs to get mean and he needs to get some muscle. If he gets those two things, whether it be at the end of this season, next season, or just bring it into his game, oh my God, at that size.
No, I know. You know what though? There is in addition to that, I will add, I'm going to for him to be more confident in dribbling. I cringe when he has to dribble the ball like 4 times. Like, you know, he doesn't seem like he's really confident in his dribbling, where the likelihood of his ball being stolen is real easy for me. It just seems really, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I want him to be a little bit more confident in that. Every time he gets the ball, he has to dribble a couple times. I'm like, ooh, if you don't pass that ball to shoot it. Like, I cringe. But other than that, I think that he's playing. I mean, we're talking about his 3-point percentage. I mean, year over year, it's the coaching. For him, his improvement has come with the coaching because he didn't look like that with JB. I'm sorry, he just didn't. He didn't look like that. I don't know. I think Kenny knows how to use his talent and how to bring out, you know, and again, maybe what he's done in the offseason to help improve his game. But Evan looks amazing. I'm talking about number 3 pick should have been number 1 at this point. That's how he's looking in the 2021 draft. I'm like, because the 2 that's before him.
Right. You remember when we went to see him play in high school and he was just the best player on his team, but man, he has really, you could tell the progression.
Amazing. Yes. It is really good to see young players in the league improve year over year over year, right? To come to being a core on their team. Like, I'm here for it. And I just think that there's something about the chemistry that Kenny and his staffing has brought to this Cleveland Cavaliers team at the top of this season that is so totally different than what was last season. I think that's helped propel them to be much successful in their wins so far. So yeah, it's amazing. They look amazing. Do you think they're a threat in the East?
Oh, absolutely, they're a threat because one of the reasons why is because Kenny Atkinson is known to be an offensive-minded coach. I mean, look at some of the stops he's made, even recently, the Golden State Warriors. That's all they do, right? Run up and down the court, get the offensive possessions. I think the reason why Donovan Mitchell has gotten the memo that he has to share the ball is because there are more possessions now. And he knows that he needs to get Darius Garland going. He needs to get Evan Mobley going. We don't need Donovan Mitchell to pound the ball 50 million times before he decides to make a move or to pass it with 2 seconds
Right.
left on the shot clock.
Yeah, on the shot clock,
You
right?
know? Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you know what? It's just it's a better brand of basketball. It is more fun to watch when he's not pounding the ball like he did last season. I couldn't stand it. It was getting on
Oh,
my nerves. So I'm
yeah.
glad that he's changed it. Glad he got the middle, and I'm glad he got the memo and bought into it, right? You know, right now, the Cavs are shooting the best percentage from beyond the arc. The best percentage right now? What?
Yeah, that's good.
They getting it in. I just like their offense. Their defense is great as well, but that offensive punch that they have, it is, even their pace seems to be a little bit more improved. I just think that they're just doing all the things at the right time. And I'm not saying these games have been like blowout games. The one with the Bucks, I mean, had Donovan Mitchell fumbled the ball big time, the Bucks would have won because Damian Lillard shot a 2-point right a couple of seconds before that.
Yes.
So, you know, just to still be locked in even when it's down to crunch time, it's amazing, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's so funny because you look at Coach JB Bickerstaff, it just seemed like there was a dark cloud over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I was rooting for JB and the Cavs last season, but now you look at them and they just seem more happy. They seem more connected.
That's
The
what I'm
chemistry has
saying.
improved.
Yeah.
But you know what? They brought back their same squad. Would this have happened if the Cavs kept JB? Because the team would have had another year to mesh and to learn how he wants them to play. You know, so I kind of battle with that. Is Kenny the recipient of just another year of the team together, or is Kenny really that coach for the Cavs? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would venture to say that he's that coach for the Cavs only because he was able to bring out something different in Evan Mobley that we didn't see last season. Now, granted, Evan Mobley is another year into the league. I get it. Experiences continue to build onto his his performance. So maybe that has something to do with it. And you know what though? I'll say this. I mean, if Joe Mazzulla can do it with Boston, why Kenny Atkinson can't do it with the Cleveland Cavaliers? What?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's definitely possible. But you know what?
Yeah.
The telltale will be, can Coach Atkinson get them past the second round in playoffs? Because they look real good. They look real good in years past. I'm telling you, something about that second round has been the biggest speed bump for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just can't get over it.
Biggest speed bump for the Cavaliers as a whole, but also a roadblock for Donovan Mitchell as a player. Yes, absolutely, because he has been unable to do it since he's been with the Jazz. So what I'm saying is this: if he can do that, can you imagine? Right now, if you think about the two teams right now, we're talking about if we had to make a prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals, I would predict right now it would be Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. That would be an amazing 7 games.
Yes.
At this stage. And it's still
Yeah.
early and anything can happen. But we're talking about right now, the two best teams in the East. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yes. As long as they can avoid the injury bug,
Yes.
which they seem fairly healthy right now. I mean, Max Strus is out with an ankle, for 6 weeks. I'm like, what? Dude, I done twisted my ankle before. I'm back. What are you talking about? 6 weeks?
and you ain't even wearing heels.
Try
to twist your ankle in some heels.
You
and still got a 2-step.
Hey, back in action. Say, 10 minutes later, this guy is out for 6 weeks with an ankle. Is it broken? Like, come on, Max Strus.
I roll an ankle in heels all the time, sir.
Just back in the saddle.
Let me talk about, you know what? Let me just talk about Jared Allen real quick. Sometimes when these players get these big contracts, they go sour real quick. I will say right now, his contract is paying off.
Last season, the Cavs finished 4th in the Eastern Conference under head coach JB Bickerstaff. It's not bad.
Not bad.
If they finish top 4 in the East this season under Kenny Atkinson, I would venture to say, they still got kicked out in the second round of the playoffs. It's all I'm saying.
The tell signs of maximum improvement for the Cavs is if they make it past the second round. For me, the measuring stick is the second round. What we're talking about right now is fun basketball, competitive basketball, exciting basketball. But whether or not this season was successful, for me overall, they can still, as long as they remain top 6 in the East, I'm happy about that. But they get past the second round, then I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I can say, okay, yes, they've made some major changes. Yes, they've changed, they improved. Healthy, of course. Now, if they're not healthy, nobody can, you can't, nothing you can do about that. But then if they can make it past the second round, then I say, Kenny, you did that. You did that. Because they were able to get to the second round anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's past the second round that's going to be the difference maker between whether or not this year was more successful than last year.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, well, I know we're putting the cart before the horse here, but at the end of the season, when teams are jockeying for position, should they try to avoid the Boston Celtics until maybe the Eastern Conference Finals if they can? Because if they face the Celtics, I don't think they're going to get by them in a series. So we would be talking about the same thing. Oh, the Cavs got kicked out in the first round, the second round, because they faced the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, they may want to look at that. They may want to start they may want to start getting their strategy together. Yeah, I would. I mean, I wouldn't say nothing about it, but I wouldn't, when they have their meetings in the back office.
Yeah, like game 75, game 78. It would get close to the end. Should we start looking at the standings and say, hey, you know what? We may want to hold off. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yes, the answer is yes. Because if they're going to be playing anybody, please play the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Don't play them before.
Right. Okay.